Yo, what's up guys, this is my mid-level money making guide for 2017. If you're a mid-level player, I will show you some of the best ways in order to make some sweet cash on Runescape. Now previously on my channel I have created a mid-level money making guide, but that was like last year and some of the methods aren't really viable anymore. However, a couple of the still viable methods are going to be mentioned in this video, but also I've added a few other new ones. So without further ado, let's find out how you can make some money. The first method is going to be making unfinished potions. You can make 2,200 more or less of them in 1 hour, and from this you can expect to make anywhere between 1.5 mil and 2.5 mil an hour as well. Doing this method you won't be getting a lot of Herblo XP, you'll only be getting around 2k an hour, and the very minimum requirement in order to do this and make money effectively is 20 Herblo. Now yes, I know 20 Herblo is not a mid-level, it's quite a low level. However, there are so many potions that you can make, and obviously higher level potions require higher level Herblo, and with some of those higher level potions you will make more money. So that's why I say 20 Herblo is the absolute minimum, because that's the level required in order to make Howlander. And currently at today's prices you should expect to make around 440 GP per Howlander potion that you make. And that's pretty good compared to some of the other ones that require a much higher level. For example, an Irrit potion requires 40 Herblo, however it gives you 536 GP per potion. So that's almost 100 GP per potion more, but it requires double the level. And also, if you want a quick way of checking how much profit that you're going to make per potion, then I'm going to leave a link in the description to a page on the Rune Wiki. And basically this page has a table on it and it does all the calculations for you. So just by looking at that table, you should know the most profitable potion to make at your Herblo level. Now this is an item called the Scroll of Cleansing that will make you make more money per hour. What it does is it gives you a 12.5% chance that you'll be able to make a potion twice as fast, and it also gives you a 10% chance of saving an ingredient when adding a herb to an unfinished potion. So basically it will save you some time, and it will also save you some herbs, therefore saving you more money. Now this item is obtained from Dungeoneering, so you can buy it with Dungeoneering tokens. You need 20,000 of them, and you also require a Herblo level of 49 and a Dungeoneering level of 49 to use it as well. Once you get the item, all you have to do is read it once and then you'll have unlocked the ability. So how do you actually do this? Well, once you find out what herb you're going to use, buy the same amount of water as you do herbs. So as you can see in this example, I have 200 vials of water and 200 clean Avantos. Also, just bear in mind that if you've read the Scroll of Cleansing, then you're going to have more vials of water than you do herbs at the end of it. But anyway, in order to begin this, withdraw 14 vials of water and also withdraw 14 of the herbs that you're going to use. Then what you want to do is you want to make a preset. So go to this button down here, and then you just want to click on save on one of these presets. You don't have to have the gear ticked, all you have to have ticked is the inventory, and then click confirm, then click yes. And now you'll see that your inventory is saved. Also, you want to make sure that this quick preset is assigned to the preset that you made it on. So for example, I'm using the quick preset 2 as it's checked here, and this just basically allows me to load the preset by just clicking 2 on my keyboard whenever I open up my bank. And if you assign it to quick preset 1, then you just click the number 1. And then that's pretty much it. From there, just make the unfinished potions. And then like I said, when you open up your bank, just click the number that you assigned it to and it should load up your preset automatically. Now if you're watching this video as soon as it comes out, or like a few days after it comes out, then let me just say that this method is enhanced because it's double XP soon. So obviously people are buying these unfinished potions in order to get their Herblo up on double XP, so they're in high demand and therefore their price has gone up, which makes more money for you. So just remember that for this double XP weekend and for any double XP weekends in the future, this method is going to be very good. Next up is killing cave horrors, and you can kill around 350, maybe like 300 to 400 depending on how fast you are an hour, and doing so will net you anywhere between 800k and 1 mil an hour. You'll also be gaining around 80,000 magic XP an hour, and you need 58 Slayer in order to kill them. On top of that 58 Slayer, you also have to have completed the Cabin Fever quest to access Mosler Harmless, which is where they're located. Also a very useful item here is the WITCHWOOD icon, which is a necklace, and this prevents cave horrors from dealing damage equal to 10% of your health. And this can be bought from any Slayer Master, I believe it's like 900 coins, so make sure you pick one of these up from a Slayer Master and wear it before you come here. So how do you get to Mosler Harmless and get to the cave horrors? Well, what you want to do is you want to charter a ship from Catherby. Just right click and charter one of the 2 people by the pier, and then you want to click on Mosler Harmless in the bottom right of the map. Remember, you have to have completed the Cabin Fever quest, otherwise you will not be able to do this. For your inventory, if I were you, I'd just take like almost a full inventory of food. You can take a couple of prayer restore potions if you plan on using prayer or if you think you may need it. You also need a light source because the cave horrors are obviously in a cave. Bring air runes if you plan on using magic, which I highly recommend because they're weak to air spells. And also if you're 68 summoning, then I highly recommend bringing a bunyip here. The bunyip will just heal you over time every now and again, and it's definitely very useful, especially if you get hit quite a bit. And as for your gear, honestly, just wear the best magic gear that you can, obviously along with that WITCHWOOD icon which I mentioned before, and also wear the best stuff that you can as well to maximize your damage. Now the regular drops from these cave horrors are not the thing that's going to make you the most money. The thing that's going to make you the most money are the black masks. They have a drop rate of 1 in 512, and they currently cost 1.2 mil each on the Grand Exchange. So according to that drop rate, and let's say that you do get the 350 kills an hour, you should be getting at least one every 1.5 hours. And just add that to any normal drops that you get, and then you'll make the money that I mentioned before. Now bear in mind that you can go on streaks where you don't get any black masks for quite a while, or maybe the opposite can happen. Maybe you get like 4 black masks in an hour. Making money here in the short term is obviously all about luck, but if you plan on doing this for a large amount of time, then the money should start to even out. Coming in at number 3, and we have casting Fruitfall. You can cast this around 1,300 times an hour, and by doing so you'll be making around 2 mil to 2.5 mil an hour. The XP that you're going to be getting from doing this is going to be pretty negligible, and in order to do this you need 69 summoning. In order to do this, I recommend coming to Edgeville and then summoning a fruit bat. Then what you want to do is you want to right click on that summoning icon on the bottom and set your left click option to your familiar's special move. Then usually what I like to do is just drag that icon onto your action bar, and then instead of having to click that icon, you can just assign it to any button on your keyboard that you want. And then basically all that you have to do is just spam that button. Every time you do that, some fruits will fall from the sky, and you want to make sure that you pick up all the papayas. Now every time you use that special move, your summoning points will go down, so make sure you have some summoning potions in your bank and in your inventory as well. And then with these summoning potions, they will allow you to regain some of those familiar special move points. And these special move points are the points that you need in order to cast that spell. It costs 6 special move points every time you use this spell, so it will go down by 6 every time. So whenever you're running low, just drink some of your summoning potion. Usually around 2 to 3 will last you a full inventory of papayas. So if I were you, I'd also make a bank reset like we did in the first method, and then your banking times will be a lot quicker, and then you'll make a lot more money per hour as well. Also, I forgot to mention this before, a very easy way to check how many special move points your familiar has is by just clicking on your level at the bottom down here. Just click on that and then it will show you 60 out of 60. That 60 out of 60 are your familiar's special move points, so just watch that whenever you're using the spell. Next up we have killing gargoyles, and you should be able to kill around 250 an hour, maybe a little bit less if you're on the lower side of the mid levels. However, they do require 75 slayer to kill them, so I just assume that you're going to be a relatively decent combat level. Here you can make anywhere between 1.2 mil and 1.5 mil GP an hour, and you should expect to get around 185,000 total combat XP. Now in case you don't know already, gargoyles have this like special ability where they require you to kill them off with a rock hammer before you actually like finish them off. So you won't just be able to AFK them, you have to wait till they're like low HP and then right click them and kill them. However, there are a couple of ways of getting around that. First thing that you can get is a legendary pet, and this delivers the finishing blow to the gargoyles. It's one of the abilities that these legendary pets have. I know a lot of people in RuneScape now have these legendary pets thanks to that twitch.tv promotion. Basically, if you had like Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you could get a code, and then you put that code into RuneScape, and then you get this legendary pet along with other benefits as well. I'm not sure if that promotion is still going on right now, I think it is. But yeah, just assume that a lot of you have got that legendary pet from that promotion. So this is where that legendary pet is definitely going to come in useful if you come here. Another way of getting around this is to buy the ability to deliver killing blows quicker, and you can buy this from any Slayer Master for 400 Slayer points, and this basically does the exact same thing that the legendary pet does, so gargoyles just die like any normal monster and you don't have to right click them and finish them off. However, if you do have this ability, you still need a rock hammer in your inventory, and just like most Slayer items, you can buy this rock hammer from any Slayer Master. So if you plan on using this money making method by coming to kill the gargoyles, then I definitely recommend either using the legendary pet's ability or buy the ability from a Slayer Master. Now the place where you want to kill these gargoyles is in the Slayer Tower in Canifis. You want to slay them here because you can get these Slayer contracts that will give you more combat XP, and they'll also give you some GP as well the more that you kill them. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see gargoyles. You can either pick the 20 or 165 package. Obviously if you're going to be camping here for a while, just go for the bigger one, and then this bigger one will award you more combat XP and give you more GP as well. Once you've done that, as soon as you enter, just take the staircase to the east, go up 2 floors, and then you'll be there with the gargoyles. Now as for your inventory, you don't have to take much, just take some food, and if you plan on maging them, which is what I recommend because they're weak to water spells, just bring the runes that you need. Also, you want to make sure that you bring some alching runes, so just bring some fire runes and some nature runes. They do drop a lot of rune items and stuff like that you can just alch, and that's where the majority of your money is going to be coming from. And as for your gear, just like cave horrors, make sure you're wearing the best magic gear that you can. Coming in at method number 5, we are making cosmic runes in the abyss. You'll be able to do around 55 to 60 trips an hour, therefore making you around 2.2 to 2.5 mil GP an hour. On top of that, you'll also be gaining 85,000 to 120,000 rune crafting XP an hour, and the only requirement in order to do this is 75 runecrafting. This is a demonic skull, and whilst you have this equipped, it will increase the runecrafting XP that you get from the Abyss from 2.5 times the normal amount to 3.5 times the normal amount. So it's quite a lot more XP that you're going to be getting. This doesn't affect the GP that you're going to be getting at all, but I mean it does increase the XP that you're going to be getting, so you might as well wear it. However, please bear in mind that if you have this equipped whilst you're in the wilderness, that anyone, no matter what level they are, can attack you. So just be careful if you are quite a low level using this in the wilderness. Just try and go to like a low populated world so there's less chance of seeing anyone, and then honestly you should be good to go. And next we have pouches, and these are pretty much necessary if you want to do this method effectively. You can use the small one at level 1 runecrafting, and this holds 3 essence for you, and you can obtain this from the Mage of Zamorak, which is the guy that teleports you to the Abyss. The medium pouch can be used at 25 runecrafting, and this holds 6 essence. You can obtain this by talking to Wizard Korvac in the runecrafting guild. The large pouch requires 50 runecrafting and can hold 9 essence, and once again this can be bought from Wizard Korvac in the runecrafting guild. And finally at 75 runecrafting you can use the giant pouch, and this holds 12 essence, and this can also be bought from Wizard Korvac in the runecrafting guild. So what you want to do for this is you want to make sure you have all your pouches in your inventory, and you also want to wield your demonic skull if you plan on using that. And then as for the way that you're going to be banking, you want to make a bank preset, and this is what you want your bank preset to look like. You want to have all your pouches at the top and then just a full inventory full of pure essence. Just bind them both to one of the 2 quick presets here, so you can just press 1 or 2 and then it'll load up quickly. And then to fill up your inventory, just press either 1 or 2, whichever one you assigned it to. And then also something that you want to do, as you can see on my action bar at the bottom, I have all the pouches numbered 1 to 4. As soon as you load your preset, you just want to click all of them, 1, 2, 3 and 4, then open up your bank again, and then what you want to do is you want to right click on your giant pouch and press fill, and then press the number of the preset that you loaded up the first time. What this sequence does is it fills up your inventory with pure essence, then you're going to be putting that pure essence into the pouches, and then once you load up your bank again, the giant pouch isn't going to be completely full, that's why you have to right click it and fill it, and then withdrawing your preset once again fills up your inventory with pure essence. And then after you've done that, you just want to make your way to where I am going now. This will lead you to the Abyss. Then right click on this Mage of Zamorak and press teleport. It will teleport you to the Abyss, and then you just want to make your way to the inner circle, and the way to do that is just click on any of these entrances. There's quite a few entrances to choose from all around the wall. Each of them just have like a different obstacle that you have to get past. It's just like a little animation that it shows. And then you want to make your way to the northwestern corner, and this is where the Cosmic Rune Altar is located. Or at least like the rift that leads to there. So once you see the rift that is there, just click it and then make your runes on the altar. If you have these 4 pouches and you have a full inventory of pure essence, you will have made 108 cosmic runes. So if you have the same inventory setup as shown in the video and you're getting less cosmic runes, then they may be a problem. Either you didn't fill up your rune pouches like I showed, or your rune pouches have degraded. The easiest way to repair your pouches is just go to the inner circle and right click on the Dark Mage and tell him to repair your pouches. But anyway, after you finish making your cosmic runes, there are 3 ways of getting back to Edgeville, or at least like 3 effective ways. Number 1 is that you can use the lodestone teleport, and if you're going to use this, I highly recommend to use quick charges. You can get these quick charges by redeeming Viswax for them. I believe you get 10 quick charges per Viswax that you use, so it's really worth it if you plan on doing this. In fact, it's really worth getting it in general anyway. And also I heard that there's an update coming to these quick charges. Apparently they're going to make it now so that if you're teleporting to a lodestone with quick charges, then the animation of you stepping off the lodestone is going to be a lot quicker. So this may be a very viable option after Monday's update. If you're watching this video way after it's been posted, then you already know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the second option is to use an Amulet of Glory, but the only problem with that is that you have to make sure that you actually swap it out every 4 charges. But it is a quicker option than using the lodestone because it is a lot closer to the bank. Or the best option out of them all is to use a wilderness sword, and you can use any wilderness sword. The wilderness swords are gained from doing the wilderness tasks. This sword just provides infinite teleports to Edgeville, so this is the one that I recommend out of them all. You can just do the easy wilderness tasks and then you will get this sword, so I definitely recommend getting that if you plan on doing this method quite a lot. Also, if you are wielding the Wilderness Sword 3 or 4, you have a chance for the Mage of Zamorak to teleport you straight into the center of the Abyss. So this will mean it'll just save time for you finding an entrance into that center. So if you've done the Wilderness Hard or Elite tasks, then I highly recommend using this. Moving on to a more relaxed way of making money, and that is killing blue dragons. You can kill between 180 and 250 of them per hour, and since it's a more relaxed way of making money, you're going to be making a bit less money than the other methods, so expect between 650k and 900k GP an hour. Also, by doing this, you'll be gaining around 80k to 100k XP an hour, and these 2 requirements aren't really requirements, but they're more or less recommendations if you want to do this really effectively, and those are 70 agility and either 48 or 68 divination. I'll show you why those 2 skills in particular are very useful for this method. For divination, it will allow you to create signs of the porter, and what this will do will send the blue dragon hide that you pick up straight to your bank. So this way you'll have a lot more space in your inventory and you'll be able to stay at the blue dragons for a lot longer time. If you have 68 divination, you'll be able to create sign of the porter 4. In order to create one of them, you need 45 vibrant energy and 1 emerald necklace, and this will come with 20 charges, so you'll be able to send 20 blue dragon hides straight to your bank. And if you have 48 divination, then you can create sign of the porter 3. For this you need 40 sparkling energy and 1 emerald necklace, and this will allow you to send 15 blue dragon hides to your bank. So if you're going to be doing this a lot and you have either of those divination levels, then just make a bunch of them, and what I'd recommend is just to wear one and also keep one in your inventory just in case the other one runs out. And as for agility, I'll show you in a second, but what you want to start is you want to start in Tavali and just run to the dungeon that is just south. Basically, once you enter the dungeon, there's this pipe that you can go through that will take you straight to the blue dragons. This pipe requires 70 agility in order to go through, and if you don't have 70 agility, then you have to go all the way around to the gate. And the gate takes at least like 30 seconds to get to, so that will add a lot onto your time. So as you can imagine, you'll be losing a lot of time within that hour if you don't have 70 agility. So I'd recommend getting that if you plan on doing this method. If you don't know already, the spring fair during happy hour is insane XP for agility, so you can just get that level really quickly there. But honestly, in my opinion, if you don't have that agility level, then just choose one of the other money making methods that I mentioned. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you're here, just make sure to pick up the blue dragon hides and the dragon bones. And also, if you really wanted to and you have the summoning level for it, I believe it's 52 summoning and 67 summoning, you can use a beast of burden familiar, and then that can carry some blue dragon hides back to the bank for you. At 52 you can use a spirit terror bird, and then at 67 you can use a war tortoise. So those will greatly help you make more money per hour. Also, I forgot to mention, when you're fighting these blue dragons, make sure you bring either an anti-fire potion or bring an anti-fire shield to block their fire damage. And moving on to our last money making method, which pretty much has to do with blue dragons as well, and that is picking up the blue dragon scales that are scattered around the area that they're located in. You can get anywhere between 650 and 800 scales per hour, and doing so will net you between 1 mil and 1.4 mil GP an hour. You won't be getting any XP from doing this because all you're going to be doing is looting stuff from the floor, and once again you need 70 agility to get to the area, and it's also recommended that you have 60 dungeoneering. So once again, make your way to the blue dragon area, and if you don't have 60 dungeoneering, then you're going to have to pick up these skills in this room. There are 5 skills in this room. You can just see me picking them all up now, and then like 3 seconds after you picked up the last scale, the first scale that you picked up should spawn again. Now this is not the fastest way of getting these scales. The fastest way of getting these scales is to enter the mysterious entrance, which requires 60 dungeoneering in order to enter. Once you're here, there will be a bunch of scales around this rock. Make sure you have area looting on, and then you can pick them up as easily as this. You'll have a continuous loop around this rock. By the time you pick up the last scale, the first scale that you picked up would have spawned, and then you can just do this until you have a full inventory. Also, once again, if you're 52 or 67 summoning, then you can use a beast of burden to pick up more per trip. But anyway guys, that is it. That is the end of this mid-level money making guide. I hope some of the methods in this video will be very useful to you and make you a lot of gold in RS. Please let me know if they do, or if you've had any previous experience with any of them. And as always, thank you for watching, subscribe if you are new, and peace!